There is no need to decriminalize drugs in our government. Today, we have significantly improved our situation with substance abusers, and we have found alternative ways to help receive treatment for them. Well, point one, the United States government found efficient and effective ways to protect the public and has reduced the cost to taxpayers. Subpoint A, the Council of State Governments Justice Center in Pew works with more than half of 50 states to reduce the cost of prison. Subpoint 1, Texas began by identifying the nonviolent offenders who presented little danger to the public and could go into alternative programs. After launching reforms in 2007, state leaders soon were saving hundreds of millions of dollars annually by diverting money to substance abuse and mental health programs. Point B, healthcare costs are higher in legal drugs than they are in illicit drugs. Subpoint 1, the NIDA reports that tobacco has the highest cost at $168 billion, with prescription opioids and alcohol at second, with $55 billion. Illicit drugs are at a measly $11 billion. Overall, with costs relating to crime, lost work productivity in healthcare, alcohol and prescription opioids rank the highest at $328 billion, and tobacco at $300 billion. Illicit drugs are at $193 billion overall. The country's justice system spends a measly amount on drug abuse compared to their budget. Point 2, the criminalization of drug possession in today's society has improved significantly. A, there are diversion laws set in place to avoid lower risk admittance into jail. Subpoint 1, 16 states have light misdemeanor penalties that have reduced the crime rate by up to 54%. California passed Prop 47 that made many drug possession offenses punishable as a misdemeanor only and allowed those serving time in a state prison for drug possession charges to petition the court for resentencing. These new laws shifted the focus of drug users to drug traffickers. Addicts can pay a fine or serve up to as little as 6 months in jail for up to two offenses for simple possession. Under the model being used in state and federal courts, defendants must accept responsibility for their crimes and agree to receive drug treatment and other social services and attend regular meetings with judges who monitor their progress. In return for successful participation, they receive a reduced sentence or no jail time at all. If they fail, they are sent to prison. Point B, in the case that an offender goes to jail, there are in-prison therapeutic communities to cater to their needs. Subpoint 1, based on community-based therapeutic community models, these programs have been modified to operate within correctional institutions by housing treatment clients separately from the general prison population, recognizing that security is a primary goal. These in-prison programs also differ in how strictly they adhere to traditional TC treatment procedures and philosophies, such as limiting the roles of peer leaders and increasing the use of a clinically trained staff. Compared to being untreated, their success rates are 18-month finding showed that 50% of those who completed both of the prison-based and residential work release aftercare components of treatment had used an illicit drug during the follow-up period and showed that 27% had been rearrested compared to an untreated comparison group who had the poorest outcomes. 85% had relapsed to drug use and 56% had been arrested for a new offense. Point C, psychological research behind Prop 47 is in favor of lighter sentences provided therapeutic treatment. Psychological research published by W.J. and Henry S. Stanter in Criminological Theories and Analysis of its Underlying Assumption showed that mild punishment used consistently and immediately in conjunction with positive reinforcement for desirable behavior is effective at changing behavior. Point 3, the Obama administration provided options for convicts to reintegrate into society with ease. A, the drug conviction does not disqualify you from becoming a college graduate or receiving financial aid. Subpoint 1, if your eligibility for federal student aid has been suspended due to a drug conviction, you can regain eligibility early by successfully completing an approved drug rehabilitation program or by passing 2 unannounced drug tests administered by an approved drug rehabilitation program. Point 2, the members of the Hope for Addiction program and even universities provide financial support like the Texas Tech University Recovery Community Grant. Point B, the government partnered with 67 colleges to educate inmates in state and federal penitentiaries that provides inmates with the knowledge to obtain a college degree. I'd like to give a personal anecdote by Anthony Papa, an author and manager of the Drug Policy Alliance, that states that I served 12 years in prison, and while there I acquired 3 college degrees, so I can attest to their value. Not only is a college education life-saving in a prison environment, it is life-changing. Having my college degrees helped me greatly in my re-entry to society. Thank you.